Hi Aries, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking at relationships, not love relationships. We're actually looking at the relationships with friends and family, work and career relationships, as well as, it's coming through relationship with self, even though it is, intentionally drawing just some energy for you yourself, but it is coming through, a lot with the relationship with self stuff. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. Every single like and comment and subscribe, it really does help the channel grow. You can also follow me on TikTok or Instagram as well. I do have those social medias available as well. But this week I've got the Tanis lenormand. We're looking at friends and family. The green glyphs lenormand, we're looking at work and career relationships. And then for your energy, we have the paper oracle lenormand. Okay, so getting pretty much straight on into it for you, Aries. I do apologize in advance for any coughing or sniffling with sinus issues and then winter just sort of starting here in Australia. It's probably going to be an ongoing thing for me, so I do apologize. Okay, Aries. What's going on for Aries with family and friend relationships? Aries and the relationships with friends and family. Just clarify that third card for Aries with friends and family. Something going on here, Aries. Okay, is that Aries or somebody else with that second card? Is that Aries or somebody else with that second card? Could be either. And clarify the first card as well then. Clarify that first card as well then. How does that relate to what I'm seeing with the third energy? Okay, right. So, Aries. There is a bit of an issue here with friends and family, okay? So for some of you, you may already have a pretty good idea of, any friends or family members that you may have been having some sort of issues of some sort with. Because first card I have here, we have the heart, okay? But I am seeing that clarified by the mice. Okay, so it does sort of show us that, there's this need for love and the want for love within this relationship, especially unconditional love. When we talk about friends and family, it's that unconditional sort of love. Like, I'm kind of getting, for as an example here that, your parents are supposed to love you unconditionally, right? You're supposed to have a deep love bond with your family. There's an issue with this here for a lot of you because we do have the mice card coming through here. So that does show us that there has been some sort of loss of love, or you feel as though love was taken away from you. You missed out on an opportunity to have love with a certain friend or family member. Something about the past, the way that love has been, in your life with this person and not in your life with this person. The way that I do feel for a lot of you that this is a loss of like love that's been taken from you, or a lost opportunity to have love with somebody in the past here. And it's kind of obviously that would affect you especially if it's a family member that, like I said, that example that kept coming to mind there, that your parents are supposed to love you unconditionally. And if that has not been the case for you here, Aries, then of course that's going to create issues and a lot of stress for you here. We do see the ship coming through next. So I don't know whether this is you or somebody else. I do feel like for a lot of you there is this element of traveling to this person, or this person traveling to you. The ship a lot of the time does start about does talk about trying to start new journeys, and within this relationship trying to, regain the love that was lost or taken. That was clarified by the garden. Okay, so we are seeing a kind of physical meeting. For some of you, it may be meeting this person halfway, trying to compromise with this person in order to gain something from this connection. But for a lot of you, I do feel as though this is literally traveling to this person, or this person traveling to you, some sort of physical distance being covered here, in order to meet up with this person and spend time with this person. I do feel like for a lot of you, it's for closure. Okay, we do have the coffin here. I feel like it's just kind of you're wanting to close the lid on this relationship for once and for all, and find out I'm kind of getting there's a lot of unanswered questions that you're wanting to sort of close the lid on all those and move on from those, and finally because with the coffin, it's death and rebirth. So for quite a lot of you, it's you're wanting closure on certain things so that you can put that energy elsewhere, or you can have a brand new beginning within that relationship itself. That's why you're sort of wanting to meet up with this person to see if there is a rebirth of this relationship that is possible. Is it going to be possible on the other side, of meeting up with this person, or is this just for closure within myself? For a lot of you, I don't necessarily feel as though this is going to go the way that you may want it to. I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, Aries, but it may not. Like, I feel like you're going to get closure, but it may not be the new beginning that you're wanting. We do have the clouds and then the whip. Okay, so for a lot of you, that closure that you're wanting is very heavily in to ease your own mind, to ease your own thoughts, to stop yourself from, overthinking things when it comes to this relationship, and especially when it comes to the way that you kind of beat yourself up. I feel like for a lot of you, you've taken a lot of this on board as your fault. Like, I'm hearing things like, is it my fault that someone couldn't love me? Like, and I'm feeling for a couple of you here, the answer straight away is no, it's not your fault, Aries. You were a child. Your parents should love you. That I'm not going to lie. I'm an Aries moon, and this is something I personally have struggled with a lot in my life as well. Having such a certain type of relationship with my mother. That this is very personal for me as well. I personally don't feel as though I personally don't need the closure, but you seem to need the closure here, Aries, and to kind of find out for once and for all, is there anything you could have done? Is there anything that you were at fault? Like, I feel like for a lot of you, the answer is no. There was no fault of yours. You're beating yourself up for no reason. It's because you've overthought every little thing, and it's just giving you anxiety and depression over this issue. You've kind of clouded your own judgment here, and it's left you very confused with having to deal with this. I do feel as though for a lot of you, this is going to be a tumultuous time for you, because I feel I'm just sort of intuitively feeling here that this person is not going to be able to be the person that you want or need them to be. Just clarify the other person's feelings towards Aries here, please. We've got the stork with their feelings towards you, Aries. I'm hearing that this person, especially for those of you where this is a parental figure, they really liked the idea of having a child, but the reality of having a child is different. They liked the idea of it. They liked the idea of having a child. and even if this is not a parental situation, I do feel for a lot of you this is a parental situation here. They would like to sort of stir up new energy here, but it's not very decisive. It's not very action. It's like they like the idea of things, but they're not doing anything about them, if that kind of makes sense. Most likely outcomes for Aries with this family. It does feel like family for all of you. Most likely outcomes for Aries with this situation, please. I feel you're going to get closure one way or another, Aries. The outcomes, we have the book and then the lily. So this is giving you an opportunity to learn more about yourself, be more vulnerable and open and honest with yourself on an emotional level. Changing things about, I feel like for a lot of you, this is you taking control of your own story, not allowing whatever happens with this person, no matter which way it goes, you're taking control of your own narrative here and saying, look, I want, that rebirth, the death and the rebirth. I've got my closure. I'm going to rebirth that energy into myself and into my own emotions and looking after myself and maybe doing things differently in the long term. So I do feel that for some of you, you're kind of like, I'm going to write my story different. I'm not going to allow this to become a pattern in my family, in my ancestral, I'm not going to do this to my children. I'm not going to do this to my family. I kind of feel as though you're going to be, ultimately it's going to allow you to sort of bloom into a lot more of emotional intimacy within yourself. But it does feel like it's going to be a bit of a rough time, and it is sort of part of the story for you here, Aries. Like, long term, I feel as though it helps you take control of your own life and your own self and your own emotions. But it may be that kind of thing where there's a bit of pain to get through in order to get to that. Okay, so I'm sorry about that, Aries. It's I don't like sometimes having to relay the more negative messages. Okay, Aries. What's going on with Aries with work and career relationships? Work and career relationships for our Aries, please. On the other hand, work and career looks good. We have the key. Okay, so a lot of successful opportunities for you to create strong relationships within your work and career. We have the bouquet. As long as you're giving of yourself and you're giving people opportunities to have a relationship with you, I kind of feel that goes, but that door swings both ways, Aries. That you need to give of yourself if you want to have these relationships. You have opportunities to have relationships with people around you, but you need to give them opportunities to have a relationship with you as well. It's going both ways here, giving people your time, your love, your energy, and receiving the same in return. We do see the person energy as well, so it does just sort of show us that there is definitely a very personable aspect here, where these relationships, there may be a specific relationship with a person through work and career that the more that you give to this, the more that sort of gets revealed to you. Ultimately, I feel as though that's just very, very positive, very just sort of letting you know that the opportunities to strengthen relationships are there. The opportunities to start and grow new relationships are definitely there. Okay, so no news is good news, Aries. Aries, and any important messages, any other important messages for Aries, please? Any other important messages for Aries, please? Okay, I feel like it wants to come back to a little bit. Hang on, one more. Any other important messages for Aries, please? Yeah. Okay, Aries. So we do see the stork coming through first here. So I do feel as though it's trying to, there is something in your energy trying to take you to that person that we saw with the family friends spread there. It's telling you to take a chance, take a bit of a risk to follow this path through, regardless of whether it leads you to, a desired outcome or not. It's telling you to, take a chance that ultimately, this is kind of one of those things, Aries, where it's ultimately this is a part of your story. Ultimately, this is something that kind of needs to happen in your life. It may be something that's really rough to get through, and it may be one of those things where, life goes up and down, and there's moments of darkness and there's moments of light, and this is one of those moments of darkness, I feel, where without the darkness you can't see the light cannot shine. I feel like this is one of those moments of darkness that's really going to help you in the long run, but it's going to be a hard time in the moment of it. Okay. I feel like it's asking you to take a chance to do that and proceed with that travel to whoever that person is for you there, and go through with it. We do have the fox energy coming through here as well. This lets us know, Aries, that it's very much all about your own survival. Being very independent, looking after yourself first and foremost, doing what you need to do and saying what you need to say in order to get what you need to get from the situation. Okay, so really looking out for yourself, number one. I don't know why I messed that up then, but looking out for yourself, putting on a bit of a false mask if you need to. There may be an element of being very clever and intelligent about the way that you approach this situation, the way that you have these conversations or whatever, and we do see the storm coming through here as well. So there is going to be a bit of a storm. Be very clever and smart about how you face that storm. Do what you need to do, say what you need to do, ultimately looking out for you, number one. And what you need from the situation, the closure that you need to get here, looking out for that first and foremost. The hidden energy we do have on the bottom of the deck here, we have the stars, the scales, and the lily. So once again, long term, this is going to be something you need to do for yourself. And long term, this actually balances things out for you and helps you actually achieve your true desires in this world. There is a strong pull here that this is meant to happen. Okay, so I'm sorry, even if it's painful, it is meant to happen. Okay, you need that closure in order to, balance things out for yourself and actually, have hope and optimism that your true dreams and desires can be met. We are seeing them in the hidden energy here, and ultimately in the long run, you will achieve those dreams and desires. But this is something that kind of needs to sort of, I feel like it's for your soul and for your growth, your personal self. It needs to kind of happen for you here, Aries. So I'm sorry if that's painful for you and your personal situation. You are more than welcome to check your other placements and listen to the other messages. They've been completely different. So you're more than welcome to check your other placements today. But that's what we have for you today. Hopefully I will see you all again soon.